What do you think? Maybe I'll just put them in the car, in the trailer. All right, this is going to be a quick one. Check it out. Look at all these groovy tropical fruit trees. And yet we're in New Zealand, and you definitely can grow lots of tropical fruit trees in New Zealand, because just like people who may live in different hot or cold parts of the world, and they can handle it some other places, moving it around, well, some plants can too.
Hey Ben, at least the weather isn't so hot like in Africa.
And look at this. This is the list of things that we've got on the sale. And by the way, we're going to be moving from Kaitaia down to Auckland, maybe even further, dropping these off to you. And this is not a Jaffa run. This is a $5 delivery run. More about that later. So from the list of things that we've got today, these are the things that can grow anywhere a Fijo would grow, which is just about anywhere, even lots of parts in the South Island. And these things will grow anywhere a Tangelo would grow. But these things here might take a bit more care, like a good warm spot, but even better if it's in a greenhouse. And these ones really should be in a greenhouse, unless you're quite sure you've had some experience in growing things that need it warm outside. Oh, have you got one there already, have you? Yeah. So we're going to start with that. We'll tell you about the, just very briefly, so some of you have seen our Jaffa Run videos. That's when we go down to Auckland or somewhere down the line and the trip is paid for because we're going for another reason, and that's when we make the delivery free. This time it's not. We're doing it specially to take some plants, these ones, to you, and so it's $5 delivery if you can meet us down the line. But if you'd like us to drive a little bit further out because you can't meet us along there for some reason, then you might have to pay a little bit for it, but it'll be good rates anyway. So more about those conditions, we'll go straight to the end to find out about that. But what we're going to do is very quickly profile the plants that we've got on this run. And if you want to find out more about them, well, check the internet or look at our earlier videos. In fact, this one here, 10 tropical fruit trees that can grow in New Zealand, that's a really good one to watch if you want to look at more detail. But in this video just today, we're going to basically just show them to you so you can see the size of them, and that's it. So details at the end. What have you got there first, Ben?
Yeah, this is the orange Suriname cherry.
Yep.
And these ones get reasonably sweet. So we've got several different ones to choose from. We've got seedlings, we've got cutting grown that'll come true to type, a nice sweet fruit.
So they're great as a hedge, and you might get some that are a little bit sweeter than others, different flavour profiles, and you just go around the place eating them and they're really nice. But this one here will be quite true to the parent tree.
Yep. So this one here is, we've only got a few of these, a grafted one, so it's going to have fruit really soon.
Yep.
Yep.
So they fruit earlier,
2 or 3
and they're
years.
very much like our best selected parent tree, which is from Auckland. But that whole strain of those, that variety, that range there, that's a special strain that comes from
California.
Yeah, that's right. The Gulf of California.
Yep. Yeah.
And but you've got another one too, eh? You've got the what about the Rarotongan one?
Oh, yep. Here's. Oh.
We
gave it away to somebody today.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we've got another one in the.
Have you got one?
Get it.
He's just going to go and get one. We had some visitors come today. Actually, if you're ever up in the Whanisa North, as we call it, and if you've got a camper van or a tent or something like that, where you want to stay is at Serafina's Holiday Inn Park thing or whatever. And it's a great little place to stay, because when you go there, it's not like a big huge open paddock and you see thousands of different you know, holiday vans and stuff in front of you. It's all tucked in amongst trees and everything. And she's from Rarotonga, isn't she?
From Samoa.
Oh, well, there you go then. So really nice people, and except they stole our other one of those. But anyway, we've got one here.
We've got lots of them. It's the Rarotongan red fruiting Suriname cherry.
Yep.
And the fruit over in the Rarotonga, they fruit absolutely phenomenal over there.
Yeah, and she was just telling us about a place where she was cruising past, and there was one of those just on the side of the road, and they had huge, like massive fruit on them compared with what you normally see. And she, well, anyway, if you go to that park, ask her the story about that. What do we got, Ben?
Now this is the Brazilian cherry or Grumi Chama.
Oh yeah.
So now these fruit are very similar to the Otago cherries, but with the Otago cherries you can't grow them unless you get a very heavy winter frost. So most of the North Island is out, but so yeah, so these ones very similar to the Otago cherry, and you can fruit them in much of the North Island where you get reasonable mild
The
conditions.
size of plants that we send out is important, and most of the plants that we send out are bigger and bushier than this, but this one is actually a good size to be sending out. That one here is too small. Where is it?
This one.
Yep.
Now we wouldn't send this if
Yep.
we wouldn't let you have that one.
Yeah.
It's too spindly. We'll let that grow in the greenhouse.
Yeah,
And
but
we'll
you know,
give
that
this-
is a good size. They don't have to be massive. They're actually better off from this size planted and in your ground and getting some size on before the winter so they can handle that. But yeah, they can grow pretty tall. They can grow well into 5 metres and more sort of thing, but it's quite easy to manage them to something like 4 metres, 3 metres, even 2 metres. And that's a good manageable size if you want to keep the birds off them, because the birds will love those fruit just as much as you will, but they'll get there first if you don't, you know. But they are really nice tasting, thin skin. The flesh consistency is quite similar to a cherry, like a normal, you know, sweet cherry, but the flavour is similar
Intensely
but
tangy.
different and tropicalia. So anyway, you know, some people might prefer one to the other or the other, but you know, I think they're both great, and so eat those and the other cherries and just keep on eating cherries, but this is a good one. Yep. But these things here should be used a lot more in landscaping, because when you see it, I'll pop up a picture of one there. They look really nice and lush. They're they can block out an area. You can use them as a hedge or a good, you know, specimen plant, but anywhere you stick them, they fill a space, they look great. But why have a landscape and have things that look good when you could just have the same thing but have edible stuff too? So these would be really popular, and you'll make some friends if you buy an extra one or two and give them to people that you like. You know, what else we got? Oh, mangoes. Now we are going to upload, we've almost finished the video, maybe it might even be uploaded before this one, a video on mangoes. Now mangoes is not an easy thing to grow in New Zealand, is it?
No.
So people generally say, if you look on the interweb thingy and that, people generally say you're not going to have much chance growing these outside. They really have to be in a greenhouse. And would you agree with that in general?
In general, yeah. But, I have seen some really good looking trees in Auckland.
Yep.
In just slightly better than average conditions.
Yep. The conditions in growing in Auckland, I mean, when you get things like, you're comparing not just the heat but also the ground temperatures, the amount of light and that sort of thing. You know, up here is not all that greater than everywhere else. In some respects, there's some areas that get higher sunshine hours and more heat than us, but these ones here, what can you say about them compared to?
Yep, well, I've got an orchard just over that way, and it's got heaps of mangoes in it, and they're all doing really well.
Really well. And so watch our video on mangoes, because there is a difference with these ones here. They do grow with excellent vigour, and there's some other things about them too, but also about how they're looked after and what's planted around them, sort of thing. So watch their video.
Mixes.
But yeah, these mangoes, we've got a certain amount of them, and also people are buying these off us for commercially growing mangoes in New Zealand. So that's something that's in the development too. And if you grow things, whether it's papayas or anything else or stuff, and you're wanting to diversify a bit, and you're wanting to experiment with seeing how well you can grow mangoes and papaya, stuff like that, then just give us a yell, because that's what we get up for. It's our main work, is providing to commercial growers for growing fruit, but we sell to you as well. What's next then, eh?
And so the mango trees are originated as a rainforest plant, so they do appreciate a bit of shelter and shade when young.
Yeah.
And what I've done was plant nearby, quite close.
Ben, we'll put that on the fancy video, eh? If you want to find out about those extra good tips, then check out this video, because people just want to see these things quick. So what do we got here? These are our papaya. These are red lady papaya. If you've had difficulty in growing papaya before, or maybe you've had some fruit off it but there've been no big deal, this variety here, and not only the variety itself but the strain, because these are first generation F1 hybrid red lady papaya, and they perform really well. We provide these to commercial growers, and just a quick snippet of some of the fruit, but sometimes the fruit can get up to even 4, even 5 kilos, massive.
How's that inside?
But yeah, really good producers, and if you can grow it in greenhouse, then you can
at some stage
get really good
buy one of those
crop
ones
off
from the
them,
shop,
but outside
and
too. So watch our other videos and that sort of thing. Now is, getting around about now. You can still grow them. You want to put them in the ground now. You want to get as much vigor as you possibly can, so you can get a nice thick trunk on it, so that it survives through the winter. You might even be able to get fruit set before the winter. They should stay on. They won't grow much in size over the winter, but then they'll start to fatten up over spring, and you might get your first crop in. You should pick your first fruit maybe even before Christmas. So there you go. Best time is a little bit earlier in the season, but still, if you're thinking of growing them next season, well, you're actually better off planting them now, especially if you know you've got a warm spot or a greenhouse, eh?
Yep.
From the same spot. What have we got here, Ben? I didn't know you had any of these for sale.
No, well, I really want to make a nice rock garden with heaps of these in it, because when you go to the tropical Pacific Islands, or the
Just be careful going up against that thing.
or the Queensland coast,
Yeah.
you can sometimes see these growing in the coral rock at the edge of the beach, where the salt spray splashes onto them, and see they're really nice, fleshy and glossy green, and the fruit are beautiful red cherry fruits.
So what are they called?
They look
Did we
extremely
say?
ornamental. Cedar Bay cherry.
Cedar Bay cherry.
So
Cedar Bay cherry.
there's very few plants that would be more beautiful than the Cedar Bay cherry.
Yep. And we do hear from time to time, when we're dropping off plants into places like Paihia and things like that, sometimes people find that some tropical fruit trees, they grow and they do really well, and others don't, and it's something to do with being close to the sea and some of the soil to do with that. And so this one here, if you're quite close to the sea and you found other things a little bit of a challenge, then try one of these and see how you go. Should do better than some of the other things that you've tried. It's quite rare to see these available, so
Very rare.
Yep, we've got a few now. What's the next one? Oh gee,
Yeah.
I didn't know you had any of these either.
No, well, I'm just letting a few of those go.
Yeah.
If anybody really,
What is it,
really
Ben?
wants it. That's the yellow mangosteen. Now, some people know about the purple mangosteen, which is the queen of all tropical fruits.
Or so they say.
This is the brother of the queen of all fruits.
Or so they
So
say.
it's a yellow fruiting mangosteen.
What is it also called?
Gamboge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So they can be quite sour, but they've got a really nice taste in amongst them. So
Yep. And
Yeah.
quite spectacular when you see the fruit on the tree and everything, but very nice foliage and also nice leaves.
and you can get away with growing it in a really nice place outdoors if you're in a warmer area.
Yep. Or follow the same guide as our video that specialises, talks a lot about how to grow a mango tree. that would apply to growing this one too, wouldn't it? About those things about it. Watch it and you'll see. Next thing, what have we got here? Well, look at that. Anything else first? Oh, okay, so here we go. Look at this. A little bit scruffy, it's not too bad. It's hard to keep these in condition, perfect condition all of the time when they're just kept inside a pot, you see. And you get, you know, put it into a bigger planted bag and it looks good for a while and then it goes like this. Really, they really need to be planted out. But these are amazing. That is the
Pakira nut.
Pakira, is it Pakira or Pachira? I don't know. But anyway, these should be one of the most known nuts in the world. And when people are talking about this nut, that nut and any other kind of nut, that one should be on the radar. But the thing is that they're so nice. Does that make sense?
Yep. But they also don't last very long.
Yeah, that's the reason why. So they're not a commercial crop because you can't keep them. They sort of go off because they're a soft nut. But on the tree they're great because they've got like they come in a package, don't they? Like a
not really nice pod.
Yep.
So you can store them on the tree. They'll last in that pod.
And there are a number of little nuts inside that pod, and that's the way you store them. So you don't store them in a shop. You store them on your tree, and you see it there, and you go, right, this is sort of ready, but it'll be ready there for a while. And you might think got some nice visitors coming next week. Leave it on the tree. They come around, stand by the tree, you know, have a drink of a non-alcoholic beverage, of course, and have it as a scoffy of nuts. So these ones are $35, which is a really good price. When we started growing these ones a couple of years ago, other people were selling inferior papayas for $2.99, $3.99, $1.99, and then all of a sudden we came straight in with our price, which we've stuck with all the way through at $35, and others have had to drop their price to get their foot in the door. But sometimes I still try and sell things for silly prices, but I don't think you can get better than these. These are a dwarf. So yeah, if you've got limited space, if you're in a greenhouse and it's only, you know, whatever height, these will sort of grow to that. Your first year growing, you'll probably fruit at about this sort of height, and you get a decent amount of fruit on it if it's inside a greenhouse, and if it's watered to the right amount, and if it's got good amount of fertilizer of the right kind, you'll have loads of fruit. If you don't water it enough, and if you don't have quite so much fertilizer, the results are not quite so much, but still should be alright. And it makes a big difference if your greenhouse is ventilated. So make sure you've got your greenhouse regulated, and you should be able to know what sort of temperatures are inside your greenhouse to know whether you should modify it or not. And with that, maybe I might just, so that's it. I'll talk about how this run works, and at the end of it, if that's all you need to know, you can take off and order. But if you'd like to know more about greenhouse equipment and how you can, if you don't have a greenhouse, what are some wise choices? But if you do have a greenhouse, what are some wise choices about how you can make it work better with little money? So on this run that we're doing now, it's going to be a $5 delivery tour going from Kaitaia right down to Auckland. But if we get enough interest, then we might extend that to going to other parts further down. So if you're further down and you'd like something, let us know in the comments, but better still if it's an email so we catch it there, you see. And anyway, so anything that you want, just let us know. Now the best way, if you've got any questions about anything to do with these plants, how big they grow, anything else like that, look at the description there and see what details we've got. Otherwise, fire your comments there and we'll comment back. But if you want to actually make an order, or if you want to ask about some details about the run, how much is this or something else like that, or if I buy 50 million plants, you know, what can you do as a deal or something, send us an email. That would be great. And what happens is closer to the day we let you know what time we're going to be along the line there, and so then you just come there at that time and pick it up. And on the day we'll have your we'll have your cell phone number, and if we're running a little bit late, we'll send you a text or call you up to let you know that we're running 5 or 20 minutes late or something, and there we go. Also, we're going to be having greenhouse products down with us, but you need to order it beforehand. So, you know, like if you need plastic for a greenhouse, we've got to cut it to the right size and pack it up just for you with your name on it. Also with exhaust fans and other things like those beeswax windows that automatically open up, don't need batteries or power. They just use the beeswax to go like that when the temperature rises and goes down. I know that it's 30 degrees and it will close when it's 29. One more thing about greenhouses is that in each trip that we go on, we do like to, where possible, visit a few people and, you know, have a look and see what's happening in your greenhouse around on your thing. And if you've got a plant that you think is quite special, you'd like other people to see, then we might be able to swing past, maybe this time or another time. Just let us know about it and we'll try and pop in. And that sort of thing. And another thing too is I'm starting to take data which is sort of helping me in understanding things about differences in different greenhouse products. I'm speaking mostly about film, whether it's the film plastic, different types of film, and polycarbonate, because what they can achieve ranges a heck of a lot depending on that sort of thing, and a glass and that as well, because out there are loads of people making all sorts of claims. It usually relates to the claims of the people that manufacture the stuff back in China, and those people quite often they steal the stats from something else and they steal off each other. And so I think you find that a lot of the claims that are out there on performance of things, whether it's UV protection or light reduction, stuff like that, is way off. So I've got a few testing things and stuff. If you'd like us to pop in and do a couple of tests on your greenhouse just to see how that compares with things, then let us know. We might be able to do that. Anyway, that's it. So get in your questions, get in your orders, go for it, because last chance to get in there and get things planted so they've got enough time to get some vigor on so they can handle the winter a bit better. And that's it. If anyone wants to see a video about heating greenhouses, maybe inexpensive ways of doing that, if you're starting to prepare for the winter, give us a yell. I might showcase a few things. All right.
$5 runners got a deal, it's true. Fruit trees for the garden, all for you. Buy 1, buy 7, or buy you 12. Deliveries $5, that's how it goes. $5 for the ride, no matter the load. Tropical fruit trees from BensGarden's road. Cheap and lush, they grow so fine. Pop it in your yard every single time. Mangoes, papayas, kunahama too. Pick your favorite, get quite a few. From BensGarden, where dreams grow green. $5 runner makes life serene. $5 for the ride, no matter the load. Tropical fruit trees from BensGarden's road. Cheap and lush, they grow so fine. Pop it in your yard every single time. BensGarden, bringing life to your land. $5 runner lending a hand. Plants so good you won't believe your garden's gonna make everyone see. $5 for the ride, no BensGarden, bringing life to your land. 5-book runner, lending a hand. Plant so good you won't believe your garden's gonna make everyone see. $5 for the ride, no matter